The Tab Everest, the most anticipated horse race in the country and one of the biggest in the world. With $20 million on the line, every race is an opportunity to secure a slot in the Everest. Welcome to the race. The Concord Stakes was a key Everest audition with much excitement around the long-awaited return of Giga Kick, the Everest winner of 2 years ago.
Giga Kick up on the outside as they straighten for the run home now.
But it was trainer Kieran Maher's two brilliant mares, I Am Me and Bella Nipotina, who stole the show, finishing first and second in a thrilling finish. Both mares now firmly in the Everest conversation.
Bella Nipotina is just amazing, isn't she?
She's unbelievable, right? She's very fast.
Bella Nipotina has secured a start in the Everest. She flew home her last 600 metres in 31.81 seconds. That's off the charts, and that was enough to convince the Tab that even in second placing, Bella Nipotina deserves her chance in the Everest field. She's so rare, isn't she, Bella Nipotina, Ronnie? She can race on speed, she can race back. She's an ideal Everest horse.
Yeah, tough mare, killer instinct about her.
She almost picked herself. I mean, if we didn't pick her, someone was going to snap her up.
I think it just gets to a stage she's ticked that many boxes. She's a horse that you think she's a genuine top three contender.
A number of people from Tab are involved in this process. No doubt they've all got their own opinions.
That's the thing, yeah. Opinions do vary and certain names are coming up. And it's like a game of chess, trying to work out what the others are going to do and then finding a horse that would suit the purpose for us.
Giga Kick, ridden by James McDonald, ran unplaced in the Concord, but trainer Clayton Douglas was more than content with the run. The Premier Stakes will be a true test of his Everest readiness. The Shirako Stakes was expected to be another dominant win for Jolie Star, who was one of the Everest favourites after her brilliant comeback effort at Randwick last month. But it was Sunshine in Paris who delivered a performance that left jockey Tommy Berry, trainer Annabelle Neesham and everyone else in awe.
Jolie Star's gone one pace. Bumbo Muse hits the lead, but Sunshine in Paris.
To Tommy's credit, he didn't panic. He just let her bridle up around the corner, and she's so tough late, and she's got such a strong finish on her.
The pressure of the race and what she was able to do today, it was just gives you goosebumps.
Sunshine in Paris's owner John Camilleri also manages the slot of Fairway Thoroughbreds. His mare has certainly put herself in the box seat to be selected for the Everest.
There's only one date that's important, it's the 19th of October. As long as she runs well today, we'll just take a day at a time, and she did better than run well.
But Jolie Star, ridden by 3 times Everest winning jockey Karen McAvoy, finished only third but lost no admirers on her trek to the Everest. The other feature race at Rose Hill was the Run to the Rose, where Stormboy, trained by Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott, was the hot favourite. The Glamour Colt led for home, but faded late to finish third as Godolphin's Traffic Warden emerged from the ruck with a barnstorming finish and convincing trainer James Cummings that this 3-year-old was his number one contender for Godolphin's Everest slot.
James, as good as he was today, and the Golden Rose is obviously the immediate target, is the Everest in the conversation for Traffic Warden?
It is, no doubt it is. But the thing is, his focus has got to be the Golden Rose. He's our best chance in the Everest, most likely. Whether we run him, well, we'll have to make the best decision for the operation.
Cummings' immediate focus is the Group 1 Golden Rose, where Traffic Warden will meet with another Everest hopeful, Stormboy, once again. As new Everest contenders emerge, last year's champion Think About It is quietly preparing for his title defence. Trainer Joe Pride's Star Galloper recently trialled very well at Randwick. He looks sharp and is ready to take on all challenges again. We visited Joe earlier in the week to see how his 2-star sprinters, Think About It and Private Eye, are progressing towards another Everest.
Think About It's coming off a trial, which I thought was just outstanding. It was more like the old Think About It, Joe.
I think a lot of horses, you see what they're in for in any given preparation by the way they trial, and it was just lovely to see him jump out, not pull, just be relaxed in the run, but trucking, you know, really just composed. Action looked beautiful.
Think about it's in the 12 best sprinters. I think his barnmate is in the 12 best sprinters
Yeah.
as well. Private Eye, we've got him just here.
Really happy with him. Very straightforward horse to work with. And this horse, at this time of year, just comes up well. He's placed in the last 2 Everests. He'll run again in the shorts. Couldn't be happy with him.
Coming up on Saturday, all eyes are on the shorts, which is a field loaded with potential Everest hopefuls, including Private Eye, Aft Cabin, I Am Me, Lady of Camelot, and the Björn Baker trained Steffi Magnetica. We visited Björn at his Warwick Farm stables to get an update on the mare.
Björn, here's Steffi Magnetica, and you say she doesn't like the trainer.
Would that be a fair call, Bobby? She doesn't like the trainer that much? I'm really excited about her, and I think over the next few weeks we'll start to see a little bit more interest in terms of the slot holders. There'll be a few changes and there's plenty of water to go under the bridge.
Finally, let's look at the current situation with the Everest slots. The early favourite I Wish I Win is safely in the field. Bustling has the slot of Max Whitby, Cole Madden and Neil Werrett, and Bella Nipotina this week became the 3rd sprinter into the Everest, securing Tab's slot. This leaves 9 vacant slots for the world's richest turf race. 3 of Sydney's in-form mares have all been picked up for the Everest this week. Chris Waller has confirmed Jolie Starr will run in his slot. The Waller stable said in a statement, she is a mare that looks to have it all before her, and we are delighted to have her represent our slot in the world's richest turf race. Steffi Magnetica has earned her place in the Tab Everest with Newgate and GPI Racing. Trainer Björn Baker believes her performances show she's still on the rise and will peak on the big day. Slot holders Arrowfield and the Star selected I Am Me after her great performances this spring. Let's take a look at what I Am Me did in the shorts to convince her slot holders to select the mare for the Everest. The stakes couldn't have been higher. I Am Me, trained by Kieran Maher, was looking to go back-to-back, coming off that stunning win in the Concord Stakes. All eyes were on I Am Me as she sought to reaffirm her status as one of the form sprinters of the spring. But it wasn't going to be an easy task. Björn Baker's Steffi Magnetica, who had been steadily building, was primed for a breakout performance first up. Known for her late closing speed, Steffi was going to be a serious threat. Then there was Joe Pride's 2-pronged attack with Private Eye and Marzu. Private Eye is already a 2-time Tab Everest place-getter. Marzu ran 3rd in the big race 2 years ago. I Am Me began brilliantly as she always does and put herself into a controlling position on speed. Coming into the final 300 metres, it was I Am Me who made the first move, reeling in and sprinting past the fading weight of the stars. But no sooner had I Am Me seemingly taken control of the race that Steffi Magnetica, under a brilliant ride by star apprentice Zach Lloyd, launched her late attack, failing narrowly to reel in I Am Me in an exciting finish. Champion jockey James McDonald rode I Am Me confidently, capitalising on the mare's brilliant turn of foot to claim her 2nd consecutive win of the spring and further cement herself as a top contender for the Tab Everest. Outstanding win again from the mare. Is she that close now to the Everest start?
I think she is. It's up to a couple of people now.
Yeah. She's in a rich vein of form at the moment.
You just hit the nail on the head.
Everest?
Yeah, she's the only horse that's won the first 2 lead-ups.
Yeah.
Like, what more can she do?
Yeah.
Steffi Magnetica may have finished 2nd, but her late charge showed she is more than capable of challenging the best sprinters in the country. When she gets to 1200 metres, she'll be hard to beat. The Joe Pride trained Marzu raced up with the leaders throughout and surprised with his fighting 3rd, while stablemate Private Eye was finishing strongly wide out in a performance that still had him right on track for the Tab Everest. Joe Pride's other big Everest contender, the defending champ Think About It, continued his preparation at the Canterbury Barrier Trials on Tuesday. Think About It led for most of the way, only being caught near the line by Godolphin's Corniche, but the trial showed that Think About It is right on track for his crucial Everest lead-up in the Premier Stakes next week. Giga Kick, the 2022 Everest winner, also trialled at Canterbury on Tuesday. Giga Kick, ridden by James McDonald, settled well back in the field early, then got to the outside in the straight and stormed down the centre to score an impressive win. It was a terrific trial from Giga Kick. He's back. While the shorts highlighted the established sprint stars, two horses from other stables need to make an impression at Rose Hill on Saturday. Adrian Bott, who trains alongside Gai Waterhouse, will have Storm Boy lining up in the Golden Rose, and Peter Snowden is preparing Bodyguard for the Heritage Stakes. The Golden Rose will be a crucial race for Storm Boy. Is he Everest bound? Adrian Bott and Gai Waterhouse will know after Saturday. Adrian, we've got Storm Boy, probably the most publicised horse in the nation the last 12 months, but Golden Rose this Saturday, this is going to be a cracking race.
Saturday's race is going to tell us a lot more, no doubt. I want to see a sharp performance from him to put him in Everest calculations. There's two ways we could obviously go with him, stretching him out in trip, which I don't mind that path for him. Yep. To an Everest to an extent, and that could well be his real sweet spot.
As for Peter Snowden's Bodyguard, the Heritage Stakes is make or break. Bodyguard, a brilliant colt, is resuming on Saturday, and he needs to win, and win well, to earn an Everest start. If he can run a blinder Saturday and it's going to be a hot race, the Heritage is. Yeah. James Herron part owns that he's a bit of Midas touch when it comes to the Everest. Any thought of it?
It's been spoke about, but for me, I'm just taking one race at a time, and you've got to really earn your spot and know that you're good enough to be in that sort of race, like talking the elite levels. But I think he's not far off there. I think hopefully he runs well Saturday, and we can look at something better next start.
Let's take a look at where we stand now with the current slots. There are 3 new entries in the Everest. I Am Me has been selected by Arrowfield and the Star. Newgate and GPI Racing have picked up Steffi Magnetica, and Chris Waller Racing has Jolie Star. The Tab Everest is beginning to take shape as more slot holders cement their runners. Coolmore Stud has locked in Adrian Bott and Gai Waterhouse trained Storm Boy after his impressive 4th in the Golden Rose. Two-time Everest winning slot holder James Herron has confirmed he has leased his slot to Go Bloodstock, the owners of Lady of Camelot, also trained by Waterhouse and Bott. The Australian Turf Club and Pinecliff have selected Giga Kick as their horse for the Everest. Giga Kick races this weekend in the Premier Stakes with a little less pressure knowing their slot is locked in. Fairway Thoroughbreds have confirmed the Annabelle Neesham and Rob Archibald trained Sunshine in Paris after her impressive win in the Shirako Stakes last month. And finally, Bustling has been pulled out of the Everest by owners Max Whitby, Neil Werrett and Cole Madden due to an injury, meaning the slot holders are looking for another horse. Let's take a look at last week's Golden Rose result, which confirmed Storm Boy's Everest position, but the day was dominated by James Cummings and Godolphin. Last Saturday at Rose Hill Gardens, the Group 1 Golden Rose brought together a star-studded field of 3-year-olds. Among the favourites were Everest hopefuls Traffic Warden and Storm Boy, who had already clashed just 2 weeks earlier, with both colts set to show their potential in a tightly contested Golden Rose. As the gates opened, Storm Boy, known for his front-running style, quickly took control of the pace. Traffic Warden settled just behind the leaders with a lovely run, whilst his stablemate, Broadsiding, was stalking Traffic Warden. With both colts well positioned, it seemed like a replay of their previous duel, but this time a new challenge was looming. With less than 200 metres to go, Traffic Warden loomed up alongside Storm Boy and Mayfair and seemed set for victory, but then Broadsiding unleashed a powerful finishing surge and took Golden Rose glory on the line narrowly from Traffic Warden in a thriller, Storm Boy the closest of fourths. Broadsiding became the first horse ever to win the Golden Rose first up from a spell, and in doing so provided trainer James Cummings with his 50th career Group 1 win, a decade after his first major in the very same race.
He's a European bred horse with a European style, and he was in the right race fresh up, and that's just our stable having the confidence to know our horses.
For James McDonald, it was another masterclass of race riding, scoring his 99th Group 1 win after positioning Broadsiding perfectly and executing at just the right time.
He was feeling the pinch 100 from home. Just the fighting qualities in this horse. The turn of foot, the will to win. Just a marvellous horse.
Adrian Bott, Stormboy, was very, very brave. What does that run tell you about him, and is the Everest back in the mix?
Everest certainly still in the mix. I thought 1400 metres may have saw him out today. And so with that, that opened up a few 1200 metre options, and certainly the Everest would be a key race to try and target with him.
But it's not all about the boys. This year's Everest is being numerically dominated by the mares. There are 5 mares already locked into this year's big race: Bella Nipotina, Jolie Star, Steffi Magnetica, I Am Me and Sunshine in Paris. However, a mare has neither won or even place in the world's richest turf race. Let's hear from jockey Craig Williams on Bella Nipotina's chances, and then we'll catch up with trainer Chris Waller about Jolie Star's preparation for the Everest.
Craig Williams, next Saturday we'll see Bella Nipotina in what's going to be a hot Premier Stakes, but she seems to race every second or third week and never puts in a bad performance. Craig, what's her secret?
I think maturity, time, and the way that Kieran and his stable are managing her. And physically, she's just got bigger, and it's quite remarkable. A 6-year-old mare, she's actually like an Iron Lady horse of racing, and she's going to take a lot of beating.
Chris Waller, earlier this week you locked in Jolie Star for the Everest. Is that a relief now that you can concentrate on the big race?
Yeah, it is. Hence the reason we decided we'll go into the race fresh. You don't have to prove a point. We're satisfied on a form perspective, so we'll go into the Everest sort of 5 or 6 weeks between runs and a trial, probably 8 days out.
This Saturday at Royal Randwick, the crucial Group 2 $1 million Premier Stakes is shaping as a decisive key lead-up to the Tab Everest. Among the Premier entries are some of the biggest names in Australian sprinting, including Giga Kick, who is looking to build on his comeback Concord Stakes run. And think about it, the reigning Everest champion from 2023. They will be joined by Bella Nipotina, Buenas Noches, Marzu, Chain of Lightning, all hoping to impress Everest slot holders. We caught up with trainer Clayton Douglas to get the latest on Giga Kick.
This is Giga Kick. What's his stable name?
Connor, after Conor McGregor.
Okay, but UFC fighter.
Yeah, so Giga Kick's actually a move with the UFC. I think it might be a kick to the ribs or something, but there's a little bit of trivia for you.
His coat's gleaming in the sun. He's really come on since the first up run.
Had a nice space between his first and second up run, and that was always the plan. And all in all, very happy with how the program's going.
The Premier, what are you expecting? Does he necessarily have to win to get a big tick from you?
Look, he doesn't have to win, but he has to be running very well. He wants a flashing light on him, and he probably really wants to be running in the first 3. He's a much more mentally mature horse, so I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do this time around.
Let's take a look at the slots as they stand. Max Whitby, Neil Werrett and Cole Madden have a vacant slot. Coolmore Stud with Stormboy. The Australian Turf Club and Pinecliff Racing with Giga Kick. Go Bloodstock and James Harron with Lady of Camelot. And Fairway Thoroughbreds have locked in Sunshine in Paris. As the Tab Everest draws near, 3 more slots have been filled, bringing us closer to a final field. Godolphin has confirmed their rising star Traffic Warden will represent them in the Everest. Trainer James Cummings believes the colt is peaking third up into the big race. Yulong Investments has secured their exciting 3-year-old colt Growing Empire, giving trainer Kieran Ma 3 runners in the big race. Growing Empire has shown exceptional talent, being beaten narrowly last start against older horses when second in the Group 1 Manicato Stakes. Max Whitby and partners have made the strategic decision to replace Bustling with the seasoned sprinter Private Eye for the second successive year. Private Eye's consistent big race experience make him a formidable contender once again. Amidst the slot announcements, the Group 2 Premier Stakes at Royal Randwick provided plenty of drama. The Premier Stakes was billed as a clash between the last two Everest champions, Giga Kick and Think About It, and the Iron Lady of Australian sprinting, Bella Nipotina. Giga Kick was looking to cement his elite status. Think About It needed to impress slot holders, and Bella Nipotina sought to once again showcase her enduring class. As the gates flew open, this was anyone's race. Giga Kick settled comfortably in a forward position. Bella Nipotina found her stride, but Think About It, after beginning well, was suddenly eased back to the rear of the field. But given the slow early race tempo, Think About It, back in last position, was going to find it mathematically impossible to run fast enough sectionals to concede a start and still win the race. Coming into the straight, Giga Kick looked set to make his move. Think About It was back but going wide, and Bella Nipotina was weaving through the field. The crowd was on its feet. But suddenly Giga Kick started to struggle. Think About It had too much ground to make up, and Bella Nipotina was being held up for a run. Then, like a bolt from the blue, Airman found a gap along the inside. With star apprentice Zach Lloyd urging Airman along, they surged to the front to win the race in a big boil-over. This was a stunning upset that sent shockwaves through the racing world. Airman had toppled the giants, but one man who wasn't surprised was trainer Michael Hawkes.
If you could, would you run in the Everest? Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
He just beat the best of the best, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
He rode the perfect race, and he's always loved this horse, to be fair, Zach, and,
As Airman and his connections celebrated, those with the favourites were left to assess their performances. Giga Kick's trainer Clayton Douglas hinted at possible gear changes, considering adding blinkers to sharpen the gelding for the Everest. In a shock turn of events, last year's Everest champion Think About It is now in very real danger of missing a start. His inconclusive run, and with all slots now filled, his chances of defending the title are slipping away. Unless there is late drama, Think About It is unlikely to get the opportunity to defend his crown. We spoke with Channel 7 sport broadcasting icon Bruce McAvaney to get his take on why the Everest has changed the Australian racing landscape.
You've got the best of everything. New South Wales must be absolutely thrilled about the evolution and the revolution of Everest Day.
At this stage, 5, 6, maybe even 7 mares could line up in the Everest.
There's every chance this year that we're going to get a winner from the mares. Can't wait for it all to unfold.
We caught up with trainer Annabelle Neesham to discuss Sunshine in Paris and the mare's prospects in the big race.
Annabelle Neesham here with Sunshine in Paris. What is she like around the stables?
She's Jekyll and Hyde. She's depends what mood she's in. On the whole, she's pretty sweet, but she's got a few little quirks.
It's been deliberate preparation, hasn't it? The Scirocco, then the Barritrol in between, but simply keep her fresh for October 19.
She's been faultless, and Tommy Barry's come out each week and ridden her, and I know he's pretty excited by the feel she's giving him.
I think this is one of the more open Everests I've seen for a long time.
Went and had a look at all the horses in the yard on Saturday, knowing that half of those would be lining up against her, and they're all good-looking, strong horses. Yeah, you can make a case for nearly all of them, but I think certainly her, I wouldn't swap her for anything else in the race.
On Tuesday, the racing world witnessed what many described as one of the best trials Sydney racing has seen in years. There were 9 individual Group 1 winners of 15 majors between them, all competing in a 1,000 metre heat at Royal Randwick. Lady of Camelot showcased her versatility by winning the trial despite racing wide. Private Eye, noticeably wearing his blinkers, finished third. Sunshine in Paris was kept under a tight rein, but impressed with her sharpness. Jolie Star was also kept under wraps, signalling there's a lot more to come. With the final slots filled, let's take a look at the complete field for the Tab Everest. With Godolphin taking Traffic Warden, Yulong picking up Growing Empire, Max Whitby, Cole Madden and Neil Werrett securing Private Eye, and Coolmore all but confirming Storm Boy is their runner. The final countdown has begun. The Tab Everest is upon us, and the world's fastest sprinters are ready to conquer the mountain. This spring has been nothing short of spectacular. Trainer Kieran Maher has had an incredible spring, locking in I Am Me, Bella Nipotina and his colt Growing Empire. Godolphin, led by James Cummings, has unleashed a rising star in Traffic Warden to devastating effect. Sunshine in Paris and Tommy Berry have impressed with their dazzling performance to win the Shirako Stakes. While race favourite I Wish I Win has been quietly going about his business down in Victoria. A new breed of young gun sprinters have dominated the headlines this spring, but when it comes down to the big race, will the old guard overcome these less experienced contenders? The barrier draw event is a pivotal moment in the lead up to the Tab Everest. The luck of the draw can dramatically influence a horse's chances, shaping strategies and fueling speculation. Let's break down the winners and losers from this week's all-important barrier draw. I Am Me comes out of barrier 1. She is perfectly positioned for Nash Rawiller to capitalise on her explosive early speed. Sunshine in Paris has drawn barrier 8. This is a good starting position for jockey Tommy Berry. He'll look to find cover and then unleash her devastating finishing speed. I Wish I Win will come out of barrier 9. This is a good starting position for jockey Luke Nolan, who will look to settle the sprinter in the second half of the field with cover. The Lady of Camelot will come out of barrier 11 and Bella Nipotina the extreme outside gate. Watch for Lady of Camelot to zoom across in front of the field early and potentially bring Bella Nipotina across with her.
Michael Christian, a part owner of Bella Nipotina. She's been in fantastic form. Everything was going like clockwork. Barrier 12.
Yeah, look, Ray, not ideal, but look, she's run some fantastic races out there, and if the rain comes, the inside gets a little bit chopped out, so try and look for positives, but look, it's not ideal.
But I Am Me's coming off the fence with a big run, and here's Bella Nipotina. I Am Me, Bella Nipotina, I Am Me just.
Nestled in the heart of the Southern Highlands in New South Wales, Kieran Maher's Bong Bong stables are a hub of excellence. It's here that Bella Nipotina and I Am Me are putting in their final preparations to make a serious impact on Everest Day.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with where they are at, both physically and mentally. I Am Me has been training for me all prep, and as you could see there, she just loves it. She's very comfortable here. Bella is probably the best she's ever looked. We put a saddle back on her today for the first time, and as you could see there, she was very fresh. Mentally, she's very happy mare. She's even though she raced on Saturday, but even physically, she looks fit, healthy. Almost looks like she wants to gallop again. She's ready to go.
This is Kieran's first runner in an Everest, and to have 3 is just extraordinary. So the whole team, the staff, all of our, farriers, vets, everyone associated with the stable is just so excited for what's to come and what's to unfold, and we're wishing them all the best of luck.
Now we turn our attention to one of the race favourites, I Wish I Win. We caught up with trainer Peter Moody to get his insights ahead of the big day.
He likes to stand out here so he can watch all the other horses go out and work. Keeps an eye on things, doesn't he? So I've been very pleased with his preparation. His 2 lead-up runs at Moonee Valley I thought were both very good and full of merit. The way he's come through them has been really pleasing fashion. He's done everything asked of him, his work's been good, quite a few trips to the beach, which is the norm for him, and he's really enjoyed it. We don't travel up to Sydney until just before the race. That's been our usual pattern the last couple of years with him, when he won the Golden Eagle and the TJ Smith, and even when he ran second in the Everest last year, so you want to say hello, don't you? Is he a better horse? I couldn't tell you he's a better horse. He's a 6-year-old now, and as they get a bit older, they obviously create a bit more wear and tear on their body. The best thing I can tell you and punters out there is if you thought last year's run was good enough to win this year's race, I think he's going every bit as well. He's sound, he's happy, he's healthy, and in good order. That's I Wish I Win.
The jockeys play a pivotal role in the Everest, and this year's lineup features some of the very best in the business. Let's take a closer look at the key race pairings. James McDonald, faced with a tough decision between Digger Kick and Jolie Star, has opted to ride Jolie Star. Zach Lloyd, the star apprentice who stunned the racing world with his upset Premier Stakes win on Airman, will ride Steffi Magnetica in the Everest. Craig Williams returns on Bella Nipotina, bringing experience and a deep understanding of the mare's capabilities. Luke Nolan stays with I Wish I Win, a proven combination that has delivered many big race victories. Nash Rawiller will guide I Am Me out of Barrier 1, looking to capitalise on the informed mare's early speed. Rachel King and Jamie Carr take the reins on Lady of Camelot and Traffic Warden respectively. Mark Zara is aboard the 2022 Everest winner Giga Kick and will be looking to take advantage of Barrier 3. These jockeys have been in exceptional form throughout the spring, and their decisions on race day could mean the difference between winning and losing. The field is set and the anticipation is at an all-time high. Each horse brings its own strengths, challenges and storylines. This Everest promises to be one for the ages. The hours are ticking down, strategies have been crafted, preparations finalised and dreams are on the cusp of realisation. The Tab Everest is more than just a horse race. It's a spectacle of speed, endurance and the indomitable spirit of competition. Get ready for an unforgettable showdown. A record-breaking crowd of 49,117 racegoers filled Randwick, their excitement palpable. The atmosphere was electric as fans eagerly anticipated the world's richest turf race. We caught up with some of the key players early on Everest Day.
I said to the other jocks on Wednesday, I said, we should just be able to fast forward to Saturday now.
Just watching the constant stream of people coming through, this crowd is going to be pushed numbers-wise to the limit today.
There's a very young crowd. The build-up to this has made it feel very, very significant.
It's absolutely massive, and everyone keeps going on about this younger generation. I mean, you just have to look around.
The level of nerves is very high. The hope and anticipation is also equally high. Look, we're looking forward to the race.
Behind the scenes, final preparations were meticulously underway. Trainers and their teams focused on every detail, ensuring their horses were ready for the challenge ahead. The tension was palpable as each stable executed their carefully crafted plans. Every routine was honed, every strategy reviewed, knowing that everything they'd worked for led to this moment. As the Everest runners entered the theatre of the horse, anticipation reached fever pitch. Jolly Star had been backed into favouritism. Chris Waller's mare carried the high hopes and expectations of many punters. I Wish I Win, last year's runner-up seeking redemption, with hopes of going one better this time. There was Bella Nipotina, trained by Kieran Maher, renowned for her toughness throughout her career. Despite a wide barrier, her team was confident in her ability to overcome any challenge. Giga Kick, the 2022 Everest winner, was aiming for a second win. He'd overcome early season setbacks and seemed back to his best. As the runners emerged from the tunnel and were led out onto the track, the huge crowd broke into song. Dramatic scenes just moments before the start of the Everest as Traffic Warden Godolphin's promising colt, trained by James Cummings, was scratched at the barriers on veterinary advice.
Traffic Warden, he's out.
James Cummings understandably disappointed. The Everest field was reduced to 11 starters. The atmosphere was electric as the remaining 11 sprinters were loaded into the gates. Then the crowd roared as the barriers opened. Bella Nipotina broke quickly but was caught 3 wide without cover. Giga Kick settled back in the field. The favourite Jolly Star positioned well just off the pace, while the 3-year-old Growing Empire found a slot right in behind the leaders. The pace was strong. Despite her wide journey, Bella Nipotina maintained her position 3 wide outside the leader. The field was tightly bunched, setting the stage for a thrilling finish. As the field thundered into the home straight, jockeys were urging their mounts forward. Bella Nipotina, despite travelling wide throughout, began to accelerate to the lead. Then Giga Kick, finding a gap along the inside, started to surge through. Growing Empire and Lady of Camelot launched their bids from behind. In a gripping climax, Bella Nipotina and Giga Kick battled stride for stride. Inside the last 100 metres, Giga Kick seemed to stumble slightly. Bella Nipotina drove to the front, her determination carrying her over the line ahead in front. Growing Empire finished strongly for third, with Lady of Camelot a close fourth. Bella Nipotina's win gave Kieran Maher his first in the Everest, and for jockey Craig Williams it was his second triumph in the world's richest turf race.
This now is our mountain, our Everest, our pinnacle, and to be lucky enough to win two of them, and with a horse like Bella Nipotina gives me nothing more than this is the greatest satisfaction. And for me, behind me is my team, and behind Bella Nipotina, an amazing team with Kieran Maher as a trainer and all their staff. And again, it was her, Bella Nipotina's guts, determination, which got me over the line.
She jumped from a wide gate and the TJ ran really well, and we thought if we could do the same on these conditions, she'd be hard to beat. And she's bloody tough. Just can't thank the team enough. The Tab, Craig, the owners, all the crew down at Bom Bom. Phenomenal.
It was a huge day for Tab, who have sponsored the Everest since its introduction in 2017. Tab also supports the race as a slot holder, and Bella Nipotina was their first win in the world's richest turf race. Everest Day 2024 will go down in history as one for the ages. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable journey on the race, the Tab Everest. Until next time, I'm Ray Thomas.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.